first of all, I just wanted to congratulate to the author to win the Rise Insight Literary Award. Also, I just wanted to introduce the author, and he's the author of the book called Bahuvidha. Itself, the title is very create a suspense to the reader, but actually, when we read the title, it explain many things in the book. Like there are some certain things people can think out of the title. So I just wanted to firstly I just wanted to the author to explain about the title of the book and also introduce yourself to the readers.
Right. Okay. Sure. Vikram, thank you for this. And on a Sunday, I'm like actually anxiously waiting for this day. Um, First things first, I'm not an author by starting. I'm like more into creative expression. I'm a performer and I'm more into communications.
Yeah.
Basically, my profession is also I'm a brand communicator. I've been working on different brands, building on the communication, be it education, sports, and all of it. But since kid, I'm like into acting and performing. I've been writing a lot of plays
Okay.
when I was in the college and this thing. But so I've been writing stories quite long before, but thinking that these stories will make a bigger impact in the form of a book is where this happened quite recently, like 6 7 months before. But previously, I wanted to write a couple of novels. I had some good, promising notes, but I wanted to convert them into screenplays for a movie. However, one eureka moment happened in the month of September. I decided to kind of do the book, and then I started completing some of the stories which are already written, and I added a couple of stories, and then said, "Let me call this some intriguing name because these stories are not just imaginations. They are like resulting from various conversations and observations from my lens. And I thought, okay, let's put it on unfiltered stories that are what I've been built on. And I wrote like 75 stories. I picked 32 stories or 29 stories from that, and I kind of made this collection. And coming to the word Bahuvidha, there is a reason I that word one thing is like very clearly I am very much interested in these Indian words,
Okay.
Indian and Sanskrit words. I'm like fan of those. So when I decided that it has to be an Indian word and it has to kind of connect the kaleidoscope of characters and kaleidoscope of emotions that I'm bringing in. What is that one good word that can actually kind of justify that is Bahuvidha, and that come as a dream to me. Like this I was thinking about thinking some of these words, and then suddenly this came as a flash, maybe during the sleep or something, and decided, voila, this is what the name will be. And I'm like, I just fall in love with the word the moment I got it. Bahuvida also means actually it's different paths. Bahu means multiple. Like if you look at Hindi language or Telugu or any other South Indian language, Bahu means multiple and Vida is path. In this, through this book, I was actually telling it's multiple lenses of looking at life, multiple ways of decoding life. That's where the word Bahuvida came in for this book actually.
So the title Bahuvidha, okay, it's very unique, okay, and our nine of the reviewers has been read the book. After that, they already has been share the feedback in the group, and we also announced you as a winner. Okay, and once I get some feedbacks from my reviewers, they told that the title of the book is very unique as well as the content in the book is also very unique. Okay, so and there are some collections of the stories. Okay, so I just wanted to also know about, like, is this stories are interconnected with each other or they are just different stories?
So, as by the title, Bahu multiple,
Hmm.
these stories are not connected.
Hmm.
They come from different premises, different contexts,
Hmm.
and some of the characters are living, some of the characters human,
Okay.
some of the characters not human.
Okay.
However, the only underlying emotion
Hmm.
in the whole thing is about the clarity with the life. That's the only underlying emotion. And there are sub emotions like loss of life, love, and all of these things, and falling in this.
Okay.
Uh, they are not interconnected. However, once you read all the stories, as a reader, you might actually get some, you can actually build your own premises.
Mhm.
So I leave that to the readers when they read it. If they want to find a connection to that, they're welcome to do that. So that's where the kaleidoscope of magic of this book comes in. Understood, right? Otherwise, there are different contexts, different backgrounds, different settings, different periods also. Some of the stories are actually. So,
Okay. So I think I have gone through your profile. Okay, where I know that you mentioned that you are a dream engineer. Okay, so I also just wanted to know about why you use the dream. Okay, I just wanted to know why you use dream engineer.
so dream engine is a very when I coined that word, it was a very simple word. But I started living through that word. I figured out that. So basically, all humans are dreamers. We kind of really go through the dreams of this thing. So, for example, if you're an author or a creator of a brand story or something, or like you are an innovator, a product expert, or an inventor, you have to dream that concept in your brain, and you actually kind of go through this again and again, loop, right? And then you architect it or engineer it and kind of bring it to the life. But like if you look at why I actually brought in that as the title dream engineer to me is that I love to dream, visualize most of those things aspects actually, and I can kind of convert them into different campaigns before, different moments, different initiatives all through my life, and engineering is a word that actually comes with a lot of responsibility, right? Engineering comes with a lot of logic and a lot of tangible affair. So that's where I said like a dream and an engineer. Like dream is like more of a creative left side, sort of right side thingy, and engineer otherwise versa. So someone who dreams, but at the day to kind of really manifest them, convert them into reality is where the tag of dream engineer comes into picture.
Okay, that's
Yeah,
great. Actually, this point is very unique. You have used very uniquely this thing, and
sure.
so also I as a you have written these all the stories. Okay, so any specific story you like the most out of the book and you wanted to share with our readers. Okay, and of course you don't need to share all the story. Okay, create some suspense and please share something about which story you like the most.
So Vikram, most of the stories if you read of Bahuvidha
Hmm.
are walk on a very thin, tight rope, basically, wherein with the introduction of the story itself will bring you into some situation.
Hmm.
I think you might have read all the stories. You understood it. It doesn't start with once upon a time. It starts in one particular scene in itself.
Yeah.
You're actually the character is already being introduced with the conflict. The character is already introduced in a situation, right? That's how it is.
Yeah.
So, and then like you walk along with the character, you walking with the premise or the challenge. You think that this will be the ending, but most of the endings you will never actually expect it. So that's how the entire archetype of all these 29 or 30 stories are like that. Actually. So every story is very special actually because mm, these stories, frankly, most some of the stories, especially like there's a story called at the turn off. That's a beautiful story I written, and that's actually a good world building story that I might have written in like very less words, but I want to kind of promise that this story can turn into quite bigger and bigger. Um, that's one of my very favorite story wherein a fictional character, a character in a book, interacts with the person who's reading that book, and both are in a challenge. Both like the guy who's reading the story in a very specific challenge, specific crisis, and the guy in the story is in a specific crisis, and they both connect with each other to solve the challenge. So this is a very unique scenario, that I wrote actually. Uh, so the story, for example, the character in the book, for example, is a Russian. Russian mafia prince, basically,
Okay.
which is somewhere around 1980. And the guy who's reading the story is a shy Brahmin of Tamil Nadu, a small town in Tamil Nadu, in 2022. So two different time periods, two different locations. One is a fiction, one is a reality.
Okay.
But but the guy, when he started reading this book, they both connect. And then if the fictional character wants the real person to drive him as he turn the pages of the book, this guy will decide the destiny of this guy. So it's a very interesting promise that I built on that story called
Yeah.
At the Turn of. That's the story, right? I didn't talk. I didn't really like break climax of the story of it. This is what it is. This is my most favorite story because this can build on. And there's one story which I kept doing in a road storytelling sessions across. Is a story called Mahasubha. I
Okay.
think it's one of my flagship stories, and that's my most favorite story also because it's a story of two women who takes a train journey, who wants to find their own freedom. And what is it about is the premise of the story. That's a beautiful, beautiful story according to me. These stories, if you rate me, I'll put it in the top one, two. Right? Yeah.
Okay. So in the first story, you already created a lot of suspense. So I think from this context, definitely many of the readers going to buy the book. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. So also, if you have written a book, then there are some inspiring journey of the author as well. Okay. Like the author passed through some past situations. Okay. So any situation that particularly inspire you to become an author, after like you have to do a marketing, storytelling, and you also attached with many brands. Okay. Then after that you suddenly write a book. Okay. So any past things or situations has been happening which motivates you to write this book.
Okay. So we talked about all this, right? For example, a marketer or a brand consultant, communications, or let's say even the writer. Um, for example, say one thing that connects me to all these spaces is uh, uh, telling a story,
Mhm.
right? How will you tell a story? How what is the style of telling a story? Right. So in that particular thing, I figured my own flow. My flow is like I'm unfiltered.
Hmm.
I mean, like my story, way of storytelling is unfiltered, microscopic,
Hmm.
and again, empathy. So there's a word called empathy. Empathy is like you step into anyone's shoes. Let's say you step into a shoe of uh, for example, you step into a shoe of chromosome. Like chromosome is like the one Y decides the man or woman's birth, right? An X chromosome and Y chromosome.
Hmm.
For example, you are actually as a chromosome. For example, how do you think that? Like in a land where female fetus rate is very high,
Hmm.
like, and there is a race between an X chromosome and Y chromosome, and Y tells you that Y tells X that you know what, no, you should wait. I had to go because I can have a better chance to live on this earth. And X says that let me also try. I want to live.
Hmm.
So so trying to bring life into every lesser known characters or as lesser known aspects of life
Hmm.
is where my way of looking at it. And second important thing is most importantly is keep it simple and short.
Hmm.
So I think figured out this five, six techniques. Uh, More importantly, I found a flow when I'm writing a story, and I figured that uh, writing a book is one way of talking, step one. After that, as a storyteller, I can actually take these characters far, far bigger. Let's say, as I'm talking to you right now, I'm actually giving this new paradigm of thought to
Yeah.
you.
Hmm.
And then I convert this story into screenplay. I convert the story into play.
Hmm.
For example, I did a play. I directed a play very recently. It's a musical. This musical is called Haiwa.
Hmm.
Haiwa in Japanese means it's life, basically, right? This is about good. See, most of the time you might have seen plays about good versus evil.
Hmm.
right? That's how it is, right? You see the Ramayana, you see Mahabharata, you see any other epics that we see is all about good versus evil, and we want to show that the good wins over the evil. However, the this essence of life is that it's like yin and yang. The darkness and light coexist with each other. So I showed the characters as good versus evil. Slowly it turns into good with evil and good and evil. It turns like this basically. It's like Earth, the nature, the system exists, light and darkness coexist basically. They both make completed. Basically, that's how the story is. It's a very off-beaten story that was never done. I'll actually share you the link. Maybe you can actually share with the readers. That's a 6-minute play that we did. Kind of really got a lot of attention then back then, 20 last year. We did. So like any story that comes out of you will get a flow. A flow turns into a play, a book, or a story, or this thing is where I'm like very much connected with. And right now, at this moment, I choose the path of author to write it, to express myself. Maybe few years later, I turn it an author of a novels, or maybe I'll turn it an author of a screenplay or something. So right now, what is the flow that I have hold is this.
That's great. As per the conversation, I realized that the storytelling is very important for you, and
Yeah.
as you have explained the first story about the Russian guy, okay, and the Brahman, you already portrayed very well. Like the story creates a suspense, and it's a very unique. Okay, so then I also wanted to know about your storytelling journey. Like you have mentioned in your author's background that you are a storyteller. Okay, so how this storytelling concept you have used in the book, and how the author should use the part of storytelling to promote the book. Like once many of the authors publish the book in Amazon and Flipkart, and they just do a little Instagram, Facebook marketing, but after that they cannot able to sell the book properly. Okay, but you are as a marketer and storyteller, can you just explain to the new authors how they can promote the book using Instagram, Facebook, or using storytelling?
Okay, Vikrant. So there are two things here. One is, of course, a writer, and then there's a marketing, right? Just because I'm a combination of a marketer and an author, I know I wanted to sell the book, right?
Yeah.
But the holy grail of making any book sell is not about going by the word go marketing. It's not about marketing your book. Go selling, not about going selling on Instagram and everything. It's about what I felt is. Nature has given an opportunity to promote your storytelling right through the form of this book. You have to be really like madly believing in it, basically, madly believing in it, and making sure that you need to take different forms and opportunities to kind of really like convey your story, convey your what do you call it? Not just the book, basically, not just the book. The bottom line is not about selling a book, because book will be a stepping stone for you to position yourself, right? Because in this entire journey, who is important? As an author, you are important. You are need to be accepted. Your ideas need to be accepted, and you are need to be positioned, not the book, not just the book. Book is a medium, right? So, as rather than focus on to sell your book, it's more important that to position yourself, position your aura, position your persona, and position your promise first of all. What's the promise? Your promise is that you actually narrate stories very well. You take your readers to different worlds, different eras, to transport them, right? How do you do this? Oh, is there a proof? Yes, I have proof. This is a book. That's how it is. So, author is important than the book, especially for the first time authors,
Okay.
right? And my point is, book going well or not well is not a point, because according to me, book is not a movie. Movie has Friday release this thing, right? Their feed is only Friday, Saturday, Sunday. But the book has a lifetime. I remember so many books of Stephen King also when they were released. when they were released, they have not been like successful. But
Yeah.
then when I started writing screenplays for some horror movies,
Hmm.
like Shining and etc., all his previous books got become super big hit. So any book will not have a shelf life, right?
Hmm.
But I agree, we are in social media world. We are in a world of instant gratification. People wanted to move on. They might move on, but then your book, if your book is good, your essence is good,
Hmm.
book will always get a second chance. But
Hmm.
essential question is, did you as an author position yourself, or did you passionately invested in the entire journey of it? Is where the whole point is. So for the last 3 4 months, despite my busy schedule, it is not just like book I've been promoting. I'm, I'm actually positioning myself as a storyteller. I'm actually going and doing storytelling sessions for the smaller kids. I'm talking about EYP. I mean, early years, small kids, 3 years, 4 years. Can you imagine? Can if as an author, as a storyteller, if you can entertain 3 year olds, 5 year olds, you're successful.
Yeah.
I do that every week. I do that, and I kind of connect with different age groups basically. So in this journey, in that perspective, what I'm actually doing is I'm actually positioning Pavan Kumar as an author and a storyteller. And then I'm also promoting Bahuvidha as my book, right? That's how I'm trying to. So book is a medium. The author is the world. Author has to be introduced to the world properly, is what I think of. And then of course, collaborations are more important, Vikrant, for this elder book. Like for example, Rise Insight, right? Any other collaborators who really believed in understanding, celebrating the author's work has to be kind of collaborated. You need to say yes to bigger collaborations. Book fairs are very important. You need to go and talk. So it's more important that how do you put yourself in the best PR possible, no? And and your persona has to be like very match with your stories also. So you need to be that expressive. So don't think that you sit here like this, people will come to you. Never, people will never come to you. You always need to take that 2 steps and also make sure that you integrate your book or your persona into just to 5 new people every day. Connect with them, connect with strangers, talk to them, ask questions, and then introduce the book. That's what I've been doing for the last 2 months. When I go to gym, I go to everywhere. So I actually talk about suddenly I like ask questions. Then I introduce, oh, this I'm an author. Um, okay. So what does like what do you read? How do you find reading like? So I ask these questions to them, and then I go. Then I say, what you should read my book. Oh, you're an author. Yes, I'm an author. So this is the book I wrote recently. Oh, lovely. Let me connect. So I make sure that seamlessly integrate my conversations with the book and my journey, right? So I'm not expecting quick results right now. I'm not at all expecting any quick results that I know are gonna sell 10,000 books. I'm good with, I might have sold 3,000 copies. I'm okay with it for this one. But the next one, I'm building my foundation.
That's it.
Yeah.
So, so after reading the books, all the readers have question like any new parts will be coming and when it will be going to release.
Okay. So Bahuvidha is one standalone book, Vikrant.
Hmm.
This year I'm launching one more book by July. This book is again an anthology, short story collection.
Okay.
But unlike Bahuvidha, there will be more deeper emotions in this, longer stories. And I think this will be the first time in India, maybe, I don't know, like I may be wrong. The next collection will have more of open-ended climaxes where the reader will write the climax.
Ah, okay. Yes.
Okay.
This is way.
And yeah. And then I'm also trying to bring in art therapy into the book, wherein you read a story and there is a drawing in it, wherein as a reader you will actually feel the colors in the drawing.
Okay.
So, for example, I wrote a story, we both read it, and for me, that story is inspirational and it's patriotic, for example. But for you, when you read the story, you think this is tragedy. So, for example, I've given you art piece in it. There is a forest, there is a sky, and there's a boy, for example, right? You read the story, you thought this is tragedy. You will actually, based on the emotions that you catch from the story, you will color the sky as red. Whereas for me, I might color the sky as black, but sky is blue, for example, you know it better.
Yeah.
That's how it is. So we'll have different interpretations for art is what I'm actually trying to bring in through that that anthology of collection of stories. We'll have 36 stories actually. So
Okay.
that's my second one.
Hmm.
And 2026, I'm actually trying to work with three different authors from three different countries.
Hmm.
We're trying to do short stories or like stories on their our subcontinent, basically. Like the life in India, someone will be doing from life in Pakistan, someone will be doing the stories of life in Bangladesh. So it's about the subcontinent culturals and everything. So we're trying to bring in one story book, basically. And there's one book, a novel I'm working on. I'll be bringing it maybe 26 or 27. It will be something called tech horror. It's a technology plus horror. I think Indian novels, I didn't might have seen this or not, I don't know, but they see that's something called tech horror basically. So it's a novel.
Okay.
So this is how the genre will be.
Okay. So a lot of the things will be happening in future.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
That's it. Uh, I think there are total four books you plan to publish.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Okay. So if there are some demands, like when I just you explain the story about the Russian guy and the Brahman, it feels
Yeah,
like very good. Okay. And
yeah.
so in future, if there are something the readers demand that I we just wanted to know write you need to write a whole book on that topic as well. Okay. So this kind of the things you are going to be do, or we can assume that if the chapter or a story is good, then you can do a storytelling or some short movie you can do in future.
So okay, I think I think I explained my most favorite thing actually, which is that at the turn of
Hmm.
that story, if you actually ask me right now, that can actually turn into a beautiful series. It's a very good series. Like connecting fiction and reality, connecting two characters, one is living and not living, and connecting them to and and I don't know, this turns into a huge world, right? So if any reader can actually probe and try to say, no, if someone want to collaborate and build a story, one, I'm ready to develop that, first of all. The second important thing is, especially this story, I really want to build on a proper series based material. Maybe that can be appealing to a wider audience later. Second important thing is, of course, whatever I told you right now will continue basically. Like 25 May will be doing one more anthology, 26 that international anthology, etc. However, however, any inputs that comes on, this can be far done better. This can be stretched into a story or a novel. I'm welcome to do that actually,
As I
because nature has to be reciprocated actually. Yeah.
Mhm. As I feel when while you are explaining that story, it's trigger my point. Okay, my mind. Okay, and I feel like this it's a very good story. Okay, and once
Yeah.
the readers watching this podcast, they definitely buy the book to watch to read that particular story. Okay, this
Right.
is very unique. Okay, I haven't seen this kind of the concept in many of the I have saw many series, but I haven't seen this kind of the concept, and I think it's a very good. Okay.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah. So like once you complete the book, after that when you are going to the publishing stage, okay, then many of the authors also facing a lot of problem, like in this generation lot of scam is happening. Okay, and they cannot able to find the good publisher. So how you find once you read the complete the book, then how you find the good publisher who publish your book?
So, Vikrant, I know I'm a first time author.
Hmm.
For sure, I might not be getting. I mean, I had to be realistic there. I can be ambitious, but I was realistic.
Hmm.
I didn't want to either bigger name publishers. I want to understand who are the very trusted and first time author friendly publishers out there in this space. That's how I did my research and I started pitching to three, four authors. And people actually suggested that you can go for self publishing and all of it. But I don't want to go to self publishing because um, Self-publishing is maybe for a tick mark job. I don't want to do tick mark job. I really want to take this power of storytelling to a wider audience. So I did like to search and kind of connected with three, four publishers and try to understand how what they talk. Actually, do they respect actually, right? Do they respect this or this? Is just for them it's like any other projects. So I had to mention this publisher which I've been working with, Notion publisher. They're I think Chennai based or they're in Mumbai also.
Yeah.
The way the kind of their initial conversations with them, and then see, and nothing comes for cheaper for sure. You might need to invest some money to kind of get the book done. That you need to be ready with it. But then, how affordable are they? How accessible are they? And what kind of plans they offer? Kind of book to publish, not just to publish, to kind of promote it basically and all of it. Uh, so what I saw is their plans are very specific and very tailor-made. Point number one, and they they are with you in this project. Like for example, they will push you. They will also motivate you to kind of really cross the stages, various stages, right? Right from your stories to proofing into then it comes to digital proofs and the layouts, illustrations, and then like MRP, the other MRP, all of it, they are also as disciplined. They are disciplined as you in pushing you to cross the various phases of this publishing. Uh, I found this particular publishers are very user friendly for first time authors like me, right? It's too early to say they've been did a great job. However, it's all important that we should not go for someone. Don't look at the cost of it. Basically, like for example, someone says that I'll be giving it a throwaway price. Publish a book at 10,000 or 50,000. Don't believe in. Don't believe in that. It's not about the publishing the book. It's all about how do you position the book, right? So please understand the kind of outreach programs they offer, what kind of support they're giving at the various stages of publishing and outreach. Please understand all of it. That's very very important. And then like uh, after the first book is done, right? You'll by now you'll actually figure it out. Who will work better for you and all of it. So all the time, first time ever, take a safe step. Don't just go by money. Like, oh, I need to save this year. I know you have to save, but at the same time, don't really go frugal in trying to make a book that will not really like reach larger audience. So have that credible this thing. I found these people are decent enough to kind of really put the first publisher on the block properly. So you have to have a checklist, and after that, most of these authors they also offer Instagram promotions, social media promotions, all of it. Understand it. Will that work for you? Uh, if not works for you, that's fine. Do you have an agency that can support you? Or do you have any digital marketing resource who has experience in promoting books and publications? Right? Understand numbers. Let's say how a campaign work, how much of promotion this will happen and all of it. You might need to create a landing page for an author. What does it like? All of this, understand it, and then like go kind of weigh everything. For my suggestion is like for you going ahead with for the first time, also try to go with them, walk with them. At the same time, build your own connections. For example, I worked with Notion. Then I connected with Rise Insight. For example, SRO. Now, after my first book, Rise Insight might actually work with me on for more better this thing. They might want to bring me as a reviewer for some of these things. It's all about that phase. That phase was the pedestal was given by Notion for me. I was grateful for that. So, in the name of frugality, in the name of saving money, don't really like burn the big picture. Actually, is what my 2 cents for all the first-time authors are. I hope I made some sense there.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
that's great. Okay. And also like you feel like how the process like with the rice inside, we have like our all 10 of the rivers given the feedback. Okay. And we are also sharing award with you. Okay. Literary award which will be coming I think in some days. Okay. So how's the journey with us, sir? How you experience or with us?
So exactly. So thanks to this journey, I started connecting with you know platforms like yours, the Rising Side. Um, First of all, so what is that I liked about this entire approach is I like the way you approach the whole journey of this. You appreciated the effort first, and you made sure that the team, the reviewer team, read the book properly. So in this journey, I also came across some of these people who started offering awards on the face itself. I said no to that. I said no, I don't want it. I don't want awards. I want you to respect my work first. And then you come to me, you understand me, talk to me, interact with me, then you figure it out. And the respect is not the award for me. The respect is your love for the book, basically. Like so, with Rising Set, I figured is at least you have that, uh, that respect for the book and the author. You make sure that the book was read by two, three authors or more reviews. I think you said nine reviewers,
Nine viewers.
more than nine reviews. I like that approach. Actually, people reading it and understanding the nuances of the author, and then like take this process forward properly. And I also I'm in part of that group, like this WhatsApp group that you guys created, and I see this new authors been recognized every day. I really like enjoy that. Basically, like in this journey, I also kind of understood different literary works written by so many people. I think you've given it for some children works, some poems, some poetry collection, like all of it, right? So that's actually kind of really give me a lot of inspiration that way. I like that. I would only suggest one thing, Vikrant. These are all going great. I really want if you can actually kind of host one panel of authors, all the authors,
Yeah.
discussing about various aspects of literary inspiration,
Hmm.
so that that will actually kind of not just give you content to Rise and Set, but also gives food for thought for all of us.
Yeah.
I really want that. If that can happen, nothing like it. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm, in one word, I'm actually satisfied with this process of. This, I would love to associate in the long run. Yes.
Yes. Thank you for that. Well, actually, there are many authors who connected in literary award. I just have one more meeting. Okay, before you. The author name is Paul, who is an architect and designer. Okay, I think if you are aware about the Kinder Joy. Okay, Kinder Joy. So
I
where
know Paul.
yeah, you know
Suhasini Paul.
yeah.
Suhasini Paul. It's a couple. It's a couple, basically, right?
Couples,
Wife and
couples, yeah.
they're my friends. They
Yeah.
created Kinder Joy. I know that. I know
Yeah,
that. Awesome.
yeah. They created a Kinder Joy. So I just do a conversation. It will be also going to live in 3 to 4 days, and I also have a very good conversation with the author as well. Okay, and I also like. I'm not the person who just create a script and conversation with the author. Okay, I just try to make it totally unfiltered. Okay, so that we can directly able to attach with the heart of the author. Okay, like once the author is telling something from their heart, then I think this will more attach to the readers or the listeners who then it will be more good and there are very high chances to buy the book. Okay, so we are just trying to do this kind of long conversation with the author. So if someone just watching the whole podcast, after that they just go to the Amazon and they definitely buy the book.
I appreciate the effort, Vikrant.
Yeah, thank you.
It's
And
thank
also
you.
lastly, we all know that how we can buy the book, but most of the person don't know. Okay, so can you explain where the book your book has been available and how they can able to buy the book?
Awesome. So, guys, uh, thanks for the love you guys given so far for book Bahuvidha. I really want more love for this, for sure. So, right now, book is available on Flipkart and Amazon. And Amazon, you just need to type Bahuvidha, Bahuvidha. You'll actually get the book on the top search section. It's instantly available. Now, for the offline, I'm working on a tie-up with Crossword. We're trying to bring the book across all the cities, including the airports where they are there. And if anyone are there from Hyderabad, you have Bahvida available in off the shelf. I think very premium Book Cafe in Hyderabad. It's available here. Likewise, I am actually trying to get this book in many other bookstores. If you have any collaborations, do let me know. I would really like want to
Sure,
take it forward.
sure.
So as I'm talking on a two ropes. Basically, one of my job and this thing and this one, right? So I need more push and more support and more reference to take this forward. I'll be very humble for all of it.
We will
So
definitely.
Amazon, it is for you right now.
Okay. And like once the readers read the book, then sometimes they also wanted to directly connect with the author. Okay. So if you are handling yeah, like you have Instagram account, okay, so you can share with us so that whenever there will be some readers who read the book, they directly connect with you.
So Vikrant, I'm very much active on socials.
Okay.
Vikrant, especially I'm very much connected to my Insta, because Insta is a place where I actually not just talk about my book thingy, also talk about my motorcycling adventures. I'm a motorcyclist. I'm an
Yeah,
adventure motorcyclist.
I saw the pic actually in I think this bike where you just
Yeah.
do a photo with the book.
Yeah. So I do a lot of these motorcycle adventure rides and everything. So and people who love to have fitness and functional mode, I'm a fitness expert also. So people love. I really want people to come explore my Instagram. I'm called as Pavan Goes by Heart. Pavan Goes by Heart. I think Vikrant will
Okay,
share it with
we'll
everyone.
mention it. Yeah.
Yeah. So I think we can converse more there actually. Just beyond workout, books and bikes, basically. Yeah.
Yeah. And one more and last uh, I have thing to ask. Okay, like once you releasing the book, okay, so I saw one video on YouTube where you also write a song dedicated to the book. Am I right now? Yeah, this
Yeah.
saw the song. If you wanted to sing the song, so this will be great.
Awesome. So I think Vikrant, before the song, I need to tell you the one important thing here. I think I missed talking about it. This book is dedicated to my mom, my grandmom, and Chiranjeevi. You know Chiranjeevi,
Yeah,
the hero, right?
yes,
So
yes.
he is my favorite hero. So in the foreword also kind of given the dedication to him. So book was done and everything, and I decided to kind of. I said that no, I want to meet my childhood hero, my favorite, all favorite, all time favorite, Chiranjeevi. And trust me, everything worked in such a way that I tried to reach him with a letter, with a WhatsApp text to someone. It reached him, and he said that he wanted to meet me. And I connected with him. I went to him with 5 minutes in place. I thought it will be 5 minutes, but he spent 55 minutes with me that day. And when he opened the book and his name there, Chiranjeevi, he got emotional. He got emotional and he hugged me. And I remember the kind of talk that we had. I imitated him. My childhood hero imitated. Like this is how we used to do Chiruchi, this is how we used to dance, all of it. So and then like Ram Charan, his son, he also joined in, and he also kind of launched the book and everything. So that's one of the most favorite memory that I had. First,
Yeah.
second important thing is the song. So the song was a very special thing that we kind of built over. We tried to do some jamming, and then one of my friend who's a storyteller, who's a singer also. She does ukulele singing, and then we both she started writing that song, and that song came out so fresh.
I listen the song. It's very good.
And
It's in
we
Hindi.
wanted, we wanted to promote that song as much as possible.
Yeah.
But the song words, in fact, I can share the lyrics to you. We can actually share it with everyone. Look, like, Zindagi teri bahuda bahuda gives that Amit Trivedi feels.
Yeah.
And I remember that when we started singing the song, and people couldn't really forget that for 2 3 days they've been singing. It stuck in their head. That level of beautiful song actually it was actually. Yeah.
We will add this song clip in this podcast itself so that people who wanted to listen they just listen the song as well. Okay, so yeah, this is a very great conversation with you. We also wanted to do a lot of to work with you and wanted to do a long term uh, like relationship with you. Okay, and if you need any help from our side, like regarding the marketing, like you have told me that you wanted to connect with the Oxford. Okay, so I have the number, I can share with you. You directly connect with them. Okay, then you do the collaboration with Oxford as well. I know the some offline distribution partners as well. Okay, so I'll
Thank
also
you.
share with you. Okay, so you directly connect with them. Okay, then you do the further collaborations with them as well. Okay.
Thank you very much. That's very, very, very.
Yes. Okay.
Thank you.
Yeah. In and after this podcast, I think uh, people wanted to know about your next book as well. Okay. So we also invite you for the next podcast where we are particularly discussing about the next book. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, so we already invite you on that podcast as well. Okay, so whenever you have a time, you can conversation with us, then we will do a one more podcast with you.
Awesome. We should do this for
Yes,
sure. Yeah.
yes, sir. Okay, thank you, sir.
Thank you
Okay.
very much, Vikrant. Thank you, everyone. Such a
Okay.
nice place. It's a nice vibe to connect with all of you. Thank you.
Okay.